Welcome to another edition of Training Homer. Today, Homer and I want to show you how to get your dog heeling off lead in 2 or 3 easy steps. As a basic premise, I want to start with the fact the heel is not an action. It's simply a position. So at this point, Homer is sitting at heel. Now, Homer heel. He's walking at heel. Sit. Homer heel. Heel. So heel is a position next to me. That's the first premise. Second premise is, I'm assuming that you've had your dog on a leash and the dog will walk with you or walk at heel on a leash. If that's not the case, back up, get your dog to walk at heel on a leash. To me, the heel position is having the dog's right ear or right shoulder at my left knee. So that way, he's always right with me. If I turn to the right, he's right there. If I turn to the left, I'm not going to cut him off or hit him with my legs. So, to get him heeling off lead, we're simply going to start, as I said, we're assuming the dog can already heel on lead. So we're going to start by taking the lead, wrapping it around his neck a couple of times, to where there's a little bit of pressure there, but not too much. And then I'm going to tuck the end of this leash underneath itself, so the lead will stay right there on him. So he thinks that he's still under my control completely, when the fact of the matter is I have no control whatsoever. So he's still feeling his normal feeling of a collar around his neck. Homer, heel. And you'll notice every time I take off, almost, I tap my leg. That's a signal for him that, hey, we're getting ready to do something. And I'll tap it usually on a corner. Homer, heel. Good boy. Sit. Good. And Homer knows that when I stop, he sits. That's just kind of the basic training that we've done. The next step to get him off lead, and in what I've just done, it may take you a week or two to feel comfortable with your dog doing this. Don't rush through it. Walk him 10 steps like this, and then grab a hold of that leash and get him to where you can correct him if you need to. This isn't a race of any kind. But after you're comfortable doing this, and you can pretty much walk him anywhere you want to go, with the collar or the slip lead still on him. Take it off. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. And just simply lay the lead over his left shoulder. Okay, again, he still feels something on him. But the advantage you have now is you can slowly start to wean him off of that feeling by walking along and taking this off and then putting it back on. And taking it off and putting it back on. If he starts to act squirrely, you just lay it back on him. You'll be amazed how quickly he'll come back into you. At this point, this is going to take a few days too. And typically, after I start doing this, I'm taking, again, 10 steps, putting the leash back on, maybe wrapping it around his neck. I don't want to make the mistake of moving too quickly and him realizing that I don't have control. I always want him to think that I've got control. Homer, want his attention, heel. Good boy. So again, we're going to walk, heel. We take it off. Good boy, Homer. Good boy, heel. And when he's staying in the right position and that's off of him, tell him how good he is. Good boy. Homer, sit. Now, the big test comes. You've got the dog to where he's used to feeling that in the beginning, coming on, coming off. When I first start taking a dog completely off lead, I will almost always start with a lead back on them again. Okay? So I'm going to take him out of the kennel. Going to put the lead on. We're going to walk a little ways with this on him. We're going to stop. Do the same thing again. Put it on his shoulder. Start walking a few steps. Then take it off completely and walk. The first time I do this, it's going to be like this. Homer, heel. Good, good. Sit. Where I'm looking at him and staring at him the entire time. I don't want to take my eyes off of him and give him a chance again to make a mistake without me knowing it. Homer, heel. So now we've got him off lead. Good boy. Good boy. Sit. Now I just want to practice walking in squares, walking in figure eights, whatever it may be, changing direction. And again, when I get ready to change direction, I'm going to tap my leg. You can see Homer knows that means something's getting ready to happen. So I hope that's been helpful for you. If there's anything I can answer for you or go into more detail about, please let me know. I'd love to help however I can. And thank you again for joining Homer and I as we train him with Ryglen Gundogs. Have a great day, guys.